Good morning, everyone. This is Amanda. It's the 26th of August 2019, and it's a bank holiday here in the UK. So to those of you who are having a day off work, have a good one. I remember in my corporate life how sacred and special bank holidays were. And you know, I had a few jobs in the past where I didn't always look forward to Monday morning, and so to have an extra day off was just so special. So I really honour that if that's a place that you're at. I get it. So enjoy your day. If you're listening to me in other parts of the world where it is not bank holiday, let's just try and get the Monday off to a good start. I'm going to post this to two of my Facebook pages. My Angelic Celestial Colours page, which is my main Facebook page, and I also run another group called MJ Lightwalkers, which is dedicated to Michael Jackson. And you know, he's one of the Heart Squad, and for whatever reason I seem to have taken Michael under my wing a little bit, and we have a fight on basically to try to bring out the truth in terms of who he really was, which wasn't what he's being painted as with regard to the media. I've said this many times in all my videos, and I do feel that the fight for justice for Michael is very much linked into this battle that we have on our planet at the moment, which is the battle between light and dark, which has been going on for millennia. But it feels as though when Michael's name eventually is cleared, because it will be cleared, it will also be a time when it will be very, let's put it this way, it'll be very apparent who has been batting for the side of light and who has been battling to try to destroy that, bring them down. Michael is just one. Of course, many of the Heart Squad were brought down. But for whatever reason, Spirit has asked me to, as I say, take Michael under my wing a bit, and we have a group called MJ Lightwalkers, and you can join that if you want. But I'm going to put this on my Angelic Celestial Colours page as well. I might put it on YouTube as well. We'll see how we go, see what I feel like I want to do, because there's a couple of pieces of information. The first is linked into his birthday, which is Thursday, where he would have been 61. I feel there is an activity that we can do to help to spread positivity and light linked into helping to raise awareness and clear his name, clear the damage that has been done around his name and all he stood for. Because it's not really about one man, it's more about the body of work that was behind him, what he was trying to say, what he was trying to express. If you look at any of his lyrics, any of his songs, it's very clear that there was a very deep spiritual message in a lot of his work. Earth Song being one as an example, but Man in the Mirror, I mean, you can go on and on and on. So this all stems basically from a gift that I received from somebody, and those of you that are on my MJ Lightwalkers page have already seen this, but I will just show it to the camera. And it is this beautiful, it's actually a wooden twig. Okay, it's quite long. It's like well, it's more than a twig. It's like a cross between a twig and a branch. Okay, so it's a fallen twig or branch from a tree. And Nancy sent me this as a birthday gift. And what she's done, if I put it up to the camera, she has braided a load of twine, ribbon around it in colours. So it's all covered by this beautiful ribbon. And then at the top, if you look at it, on the back is a shell. Don't know whether the camera's picking it up particularly. And then we've got beautiful crystals down the back. And then at the front, there's a master quartz crystal. There's a little heart. There are all the chakra stones. It's a real work of art. And she dedicated it. It's like my little wand, okay? It's like my little elemental wand. And it's dedicated to the elemental kingdom and Michael and also Metatron. So yeah, I just shared this yesterday on my page and how beautiful it was, and thanked Nancy for it. And then suddenly I got some information from Michael, and he was reminding me how much he loved trees. And I think there was a special tree at Neverland where he used to go and climb the tree. And I think the Martin Bashir documentary, I think there's a part in that where Michael sort of like scrambles up the tree. It was a tree that he went up to be inspired, pray, meditate, you know, it was his special space. And anyway, he invited, I think it was Martin, he invited Martin up. It was either Martin or Oprah, I'm not sure which. And they were like, oh, I can't do that, because he like scrabbled up, you know, the tree in seconds, like children do. And this was a special tree. So anyway, this is obviously from a tree, this branch stroke twig. And I thought it would be rather nice that maybe if you've got a special tree or a bush, it doesn't have to, I don't actually have a garden with a tree in it, which is a real heartache to me. I would love a tree. I'd love like an old faraway tree in my garden, but I don't have one. So I'm going to have to make do with like a bush or something. But, you know, if you've got a tree, or in all seriousness, I live by a park, so I could easily go down to the park and choose a tree. And there are two things to do. The first is to literally go hug the tree, okay? If you feel self-conscious doing that, just put your hand onto the tree. That's often what I do, because particularly if you're in a public place, I understand that sort of to put your arms around the tree, sometimes it makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable maybe. Some people won't be bothered by that at all, brilliant. But if it's a very public place, what I tend to do is I just put my hand onto the trunk of the tree, and that's all that you actually need to do, because by doing that, you're feeling the energy of the tree and you're having like a communication with it. And the first thing I'm being told you need to do is to ask the tree whether it wants to do this job, okay? And I suspect that most trees are going to say yes, okay? I can't think there's going to be many trees that are going to turn around and say, no, I don't want to. But you should always do that, by the way, when you're working with the elementals. You should always ask permission. So you put your hand onto the tree, you ask permission, and you basically say, will you help to raise the awareness of the planet, linked into marking Michael's birthday on Thursday? Get just a feel. You know, you might get a breeze that comes around the tree. Maybe a leaf might fall. Maybe it will just be a heart-to-heart connection between you and the tree. And the tree will say yes, I know it will. And then what you're being asked to do, if it feels right for you, is to maybe just go and hang something from that tree. It could be something really simple, like a little ribbon, okay? There is a practice of doing that, isn't there, of putting ribbons onto trees to raise awareness for things, to hope that people are coming home. Well, this is a similar sort of vibe. It doesn't have to be a ribbon, it could be a little crystal, it could be anything. It could be a crystal that you take to the tree and you place beside the tree. It can be something that hangs from the tree. It can be something that you put beside the tree. Just make sure that what you're putting beside the tree or on the tree is environmentally friendly. So no plastics or anything like that. Something from nature, whether it's a shell, whether it's a stone, whether it's a cotton ribbon of a particular colour. You know, be inventive with it, whether it's a feather. I don't know. It's the intention more than anything. And the thing is, it's a bit like decorating a Christmas tree. If you think about a Christmas tree, what do we do when we decorate a Christmas tree? We put things onto it, yes, to make it look pretty, but also to mark something. It means something, it's symbolic, it's about Christmas. What we're doing here is we're putting something onto the tree, and it's one, we're remembering Michael's legacy and all that he stood for and all the good that he did do in the world. But then you're also asking the tree, which is connected to the elements and which will have the element of wind. It will have the light from the sun coming down onto it. It may have water coming down onto it in the form of rain. It will be connected into the earth. Also the element of fire from the sun as well. It's connected to all the elements. You're then asking that tree for whatever the good intentions are that you've put into the thing that you put on the tree or beside the tree to carry it in the wind, okay? So do you see what we're doing? We're putting something there to mark Michael's energy and to remember, but also to keep it alive, keep the legacy alive, keep the good intentions alive, heal the world. You know, you could just put a little piece of paper with the words heal the world, you know, and then put maybe Michael's birthday, which was the 29th of August. What day did he, what was the year? 1958. You know, don't be, I don't want to tell you what to do. It's more about, what he's saying is have some fun with it, play with it, okay? It's supposed to be something which is playful, but also has intention. So, and then the elements basically carry your message to all the corners of the earth, okay? So it's like, let's use the elements to help us to raise the vibration in Michael's name, carry his legacy, and let the truth be heard. And then put your pictures up. You know, when I say send me your pictures, I mean don't deluge my inbox. I'm talking about put your pictures on social media. Okay, put them on my Facebook page. Put them on underneath this thread, or you know, anywhere that you want to. But do it for Michael. Okay, so you're working with him and you're working with the elements. The other thing I wanted to say was that when I showed this beautiful wand yesterday, one of you on my MJ Lightwalkers page said, Jeanette, this is lovely. You said, I feel this is another part of the whole thing with the twig and the branch. She says, I feel it is important to remind people of the story Jermaine Jackson tells in his book, You Are Not Alone, about twigs. And there was a tree in their garden where they used to live in Gary, which is where, you know, Michael grew up. And Michael and Jermaine would watch the wind blowing it from their bedroom window on stormy nights. And one day, Joe Jackson asked one of the brothers to go and snap off 6 twigs, one for each brother. And he showed them that when you bunch the twigs together, they are unbreakable, to teach them the lesson about family loyalty and sticking together. He showed them that one twig on its own can be broken, but in togetherness there is strength. Shall I just read that again? It's quite powerful, isn't it? So, just this last bit. So, one day Joe Jackson asked one of the brothers to go snap off 6 twigs, one for each brother. He showed that when you bunch the twigs together, they are unbreakable, to teach them the lesson about family loyalty and sticking together. He showed them that one twig on its own can be broken, but in togetherness there is strength. Now, Michael wouldn't want us to go and snap off twigs from a tree. I know he wouldn't, but you know, you go into any park, any place in nature, there will be twigs on the ground. Okay, we have fires in winter in our house, and we always just take wood. You know, well, we buy wood as well, but you know, when we go for a dog walk, usually Bella picks up the twig anyway, or the branch. We take it home and burn it. So we take what's fallen. We wouldn't take it from a tree that doesn't want to give it. Okay, so that's important as well. So can you see where we're going with all of this? There's just something very, very deep about working with the energy of the tree, the tree's energy. And I will get Michael to expand more on that on the 29th, or yeah, probably on the 29th when I do his channeled video, okay? So that's a bit of fun. And then the next thing I must just say to you is that because I've been clearing out my room yesterday, having a grand old time. I've been looking at old decks, you know, that I don't use very often. I might have a little auction. I think I might have a little auction. Would you be interested in that? I've actually got a few paintings that I'm thinking I might like to auction off. One, let me go and grab it. I'll go and grab it. Because it feels quite appropriate. I'm still thinking, am I going to do this? But it's the Green Man, okay, the Green Man painting. I don't know, it just feels like I need to pass it on. But anyway, Green Man, I've also got some other decks, and I think, I don't want to just give them to a charity shop. I give loads to charity shops, but I think it'd be quite nice to maybe try and raise a bit of money for Michael or something, or I don't know, for a charity linked into Michael. Anyway, I'm waffling. What I'm really trying to say is that I found a deck that I don't often use, okay? And it's a deck by Patrick Gamble, who is an artist here in the UK. And I think it's called I I can't remember what it's called, the Spirit Oracle. Haven't got the book to hand at the moment. But anyway, I pulled a few cards for myself this morning, and they were quite interesting. I won't tell you what they are because it's a bit private. And I thought, oh, okay, right. And I thought, oh, should I just pull a couple for Michael? Because I knew I was doing this work later on in the week with him. And 3 fell out altogether. They landed on my legs, basically, like on a clump, okay? Like that, all 3. And I thought, oh, okay, that's quite a lot there. I don't know if I need all 3. And then I looked at what they were. It's the same message he's given us before. He's a bit like Metatron, Michael. I mean, I'm saying that, I'm not saying he's an archangel. What I'm saying is Metatron has this way of, he gives you a message and then he'll keep giving you the message over and over again, either until it happens, B, you've got the message, C, you've done it, whatever, you know, you've integrated it. This is a message Michael's given us before, but not from this deck. I haven't used this deck for years. Which way did they fall? Thunderbolt was the first one. Do you remember me talking about a bolt of lightning? Michael was talking about a bolt of lightning, a sword that was coming up from the earth to help to break the spell of darkness, is what he's saying to me now, upon this planet. And it was going to come in to help clear and to transform and to transmute so that the higher vibrations could come in. Well, here we've got the Thunderbolt again. And actually this figure up here looks quite angry. It's almost like quite an, when I say an angry God, I don't mean an angry God in terms of hell, fire and damnation, such as the Old Testament, you know, you're damned. More that this God here, this figure here, feels angry at what's happening. You know, funny I did that. Feels angry at what's happening to Gaia. You know, this cannot go on. What's happening to the children? Oh God, that's another message that came through today from Michael. I must just say this before I just, no, let me write it down because otherwise I know I'm going to forget it. There's another thing linked into children. Let me just show you the 3 cards and then I'll say the thing about children. So the first card is Thunderbolt. The next card is Earth Connections. And the third card is Illumination. Pretty clear to me what that means. There is a thunderbolt, light, truth, love, clarity, coming in to cleanse the earth, to illuminate, to move us on. Michael's given us that message before. Do you know, I'm not going to say who it is. I had the misfortune, but it was my own, you know, I take responsibility. I had the misfortune the other night. I was bored. There was nothing on the TV. I probably should have gone up and meditated, but I didn't. I learnt just as much from this, though. I stumbled on a video of somebody that channels. I'm not going to say her name, and I'm not going to allow her name to come into my page. So if her name gets mentioned, I will delete it. But because I really don't like this lady's energy. So why the hell was I watching it? Yeah, good question. The point is, I learned something from watching it. And I'll tell you what it was. There was a part where she was talking about the earth plane is where the devil rules, effectively, is what she was saying. The devil rules the earth plane, which is why we have so much darkness, so much evil. You can't become successful unless you sign a pledge, basically, you know, sell your soul to the devil in some way. Supposedly this lady is working for the light anyway, but you know, this is the gist of what she was saying. So she was saying down here is where it's hellish, up there is where God is, you know, that's why we all want to go to heaven when we die. What a load of hogwash, okay? Yeah, the devil is down here, make no mistake about it, we know that. I don't even like the word devil, but you know, darkness is down here. But so is God. So is God. Heaven to earth. Okay. What a damning thing to say about the earth, that this is where hell is. That God isn't here. God is here. At the moment, God's quite angry though about what's going on. Did you see that flash? Did you just see that flash? Well, there's confirmation. I think you saw that. God is angry at what is going on in his name and what's being done to his children. And he's going to have no more of it. And he's going to bring in illumination. Look at that, the card of illumination. It's going to cleanse the earth. Can you feel the peace of that card? The water. So Michael here is acting as a messenger. One of God's angels. Yeah, I said that. I'm one of God's angels too. So are you. Stop thinking that the archangels are just up there floating around, occasionally stepping in. They're down here on earth with us. The devil doesn't rule earth unless you want him to rule earth. So, these three cards. There is going to be truth, light and illumination coming in, and it's happening already. Cleansing the earth, illuminating it. Okay, the video is getting quite long and I will upload this to YouTube as well. The other thing I wanted to say is that my Archangel Metatron Oracle deck, I have got 2 of them now, okay? There are 300 arriving hopefully next week because I'm doing a talk in Southampton. And that'll be the first time I sort of talk about them publicly. Well, I'm on YouTube, I know, but you know, face to face with people, and I'm going to do some exhibitions and things. So that first 300 decks are actually being airlifted into the UK, believe it or not, hopefully, so I get them on time. Still haven't got them yet. Please, thank you so much for everybody, for all the patience. I know that some people are waiting a long time for these cards. They are coming. Every day I'm getting emails in saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, I love them. Okay, but at the moment I know they're not easy to source. It will get better, guys. Anyway, I've got 2 decks. And I was thinking, okay, I need to send a deck to Jane. Jane is the lady that painted the beautiful images. So I've got 2 decks. I think, okay, I'm going to send one to Jane. And I did a video, I can't remember when it was, last week. And the card of the inner child came out. Do you remember? I showed you a card which had got the inner child. Let me show it to you. And I can't remember what video it was. Anyway, the point is that I've got 2 decks, and in one deck, the card for the inner child has gone missing. Literally, it's gone missing. And I'm quite upset about it. It's this card. Okay, that card. Do you remember oh yes, it was in, which video was it I did? I was talking about Metatron was giving instruction to the kids coming in and they were not going to have amnesia anymore. I think it was linked in, it was the Amazon video that I did, okay? So I talked about this card. So I had it out on my desk. So I thought, oh, it must just be on my desk somewhere. Well, it's gone. It's literally gone. I've turned my room upside down. I haven't thrown it out. It hasn't fallen in the rubbish bin. It's gone. I was a bit upset about it. And then Michael suddenly said to me, yeah, it's gone temporarily. A bit like crystals can vanish temporarily and then they come back. And I said, well, what's happened to it? I can't send Jane an incomplete deck. I said, oh, okay, well, I'll keep the incomplete deck then. And he said, don't you understand what it's trying to say? There's like a big hole in terms of where our inner child is and the importance of the child in society. He's also saying the children that vanish. Oh, we're getting heavy here. The children that vanish, the children that are trafficked. Yeah, they've gone. The point is, Metatron is with any child that goes missing. And you can say, why doesn't he stop it? We live on a planet of free will. You cannot have free will on a planet and not have wrongdoing, unfortunately. So when people do wrong to children, know that they are carried across the bridge. I'm talking spiritual bridge here. Metatron is with them even in their most difficult times. Don't want to get too much into this in this video, but the card went missing to symbolise 2 things. 1, missing children in our world. Think of all the focus on Madeleine McCann. I took my video down on Madeleine, you know, but it's crazy. I still get asked the whole time, why can't you talk about Madeleine? What about all the other children? Did you see another flash? What about all the other children? Who's talking about them? Well, Michael's bringing it to our awareness, and he wants us to be talking about that. But it's also about the fact that this hole that some of us have in the centre of our being, our inner child, where is he? Where is she? When did you last talk to her? When did you last communicate with her? Or him? So this week, you're given an activity to do if you want to, linked to the trees that I was talking about earlier. Go and have some fun with it, you know? I live by the beach, so it's easy. I could go and pick some shells up and make a little shell heart by a tree if I want to. I will do. I'll do something like that. But you don't have to live by the beach. You can do whatever you want to do. And it can be your own back garden. It doesn't have to be it can be a window box. It can be a plant in your house. Don't block it by thinking, I haven't got a tree, I haven't got a park, I haven't got the sea. You got a pot plant? Or go and buy a pot plant. Hang something from that. But then open the windows. Remember, it's about the elements carrying the message, carrying the intention. I will just show you one other thing, because I'm realising now this is Michael's energy. So I'm coming up to do this video, unexpected video, and this is sitting on my windowsill, in my landing. Something I actually bought, I think for my daughter, probably 2 Christmases ago. It's a grow your own wild strawberry, okay? As you can see, no one's even taken the lid off this thing. And he's like, why is that there? Why has no one done it? Why can't you have some fun with that? And I'll show you one other thing I did last night, because as I said, I've been clearing my room. I had such fun doing this. Look at this beautiful, look at this, isn't this beautiful? This wooden bowl I bought in Canada when I was in Canada a couple of years ago, and on the bottom of it, it tells you, can I tell you? I can't read it. It tells you what wood, literally the place where this tree was. So the wood or the forest that it came from. I think it even says the date that it was forested or gathered. It was a sustainable wood. It was a beautiful carpenter. I met him. He fashioned this bowl. It's gorgeous. Can't remember the wood. But anyway, last night, this bowl's been downstairs in my lounge gathering dust, to be honest. And I thought, I'm going to take that and do something with it. And I've got so many crystals all over the house. And most of them are in boxes and they never see the light of the day. And so I put them all in this. And doesn't it look gorgeous? It's like a lovely load of sweeties. I just love it. So I love the colours, but the textures, it's play. I feel it was Michael's energy. It was just like, get them out. Look how beautiful they are. Remember when you were a kid, how much you'd have loved that? Do you know when I was a child, my grandmother had a button box. I wonder if any of you ever had grandmothers with button boxes. I was fascinated by her button box. She would get it out and there'd be like 300 buttons. They were all different colours. They never got sewed on anything. I just like playing with them. It's inner child stuff. It's so important. So I'm going to leave it there for now. This video is longer than I thought it was going to be. Much love to everybody. I'll just leave you to digest that, and I'll be back around the 29th for Michael's birthday, and we'll bring him across formally and do a different style video, but hey, he's here. So much love. Take care of yourselves. I'll put the name of my Facebook group, MJ Light Walkers, not workers, walkers, in the description box below if you want to join us. I think there's about 2,000 of us on there, but you know, you have to believe in the guy. It's a very safe space for those that do and that want to do the work. But I wanted to make this public because it just felt like it was a big message, which it seems to be. Okay, love you, bye.